What's up, YouTube? This is Big Mike. In this video, I want to address Stan Van Gundy, who recently stated that he thinks that LeBron James is the GOAT. And as a matter of fact, I believe he was pretty much insinuating that he thought that not only is Michael Jordan not the greatest player of all time, he wouldn't even put him in his second spot. He thought that it belonged probably more to a guy like Oscar Robertson. You know, I'm a type of person now. I don't fly off the handle because someone thinks that they're better than that this person's better than Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? People are entitled to their own opinions. I do get irritated at people who say a lot of flippant and ridiculous shit with no basis of historical knowledge or perspective. Now that does piss me off. But Stan Van Gundy he's very knowledgeable. Okay, he's an NBA coach. I'm pretty sure he knows the history. So if that's his opinion, that's his opinion. I disagree with it, but that's his opinion. To me, LeBron James is the greatest small forward of all time, just from the body of work. Now, a case can be made for Larry Bird, but I just think, now peak for peak, a case can be made for Larry Bird, but I just think that LeBron James has done so much in his career that his longevity, you have to give the nod to him. I just think that Michael Jordan, when you compare the two, I just think that Michael is still the better player. People talk about LeBron James' athleticism. I think Jordan was an even better athlete, particularly before the first retirement. He was quicker, he was faster. LeBron James, of course, is stronger, but Michael Jordan was a very strong player for his position. People often say that LeBron James is the better rebounder, but I have to say this. If you look at his position and his size, I actually believe that LeBron James has been an average rebounder for his position. I mean, he averages what? 7 rebounds a game, I guess, for his career. 7 point. I'm kind of guessing off my head, like, what is he at? Like at 7.3 rebounds or something like that, 7.2. That's not really overwhelming. To compare, that's the same amount of rebounds per game that Dominique Wilkins averaged. Okay, and Dominique Wilkins was 6'7", 210 pounds when he played, 220 maybe. So if Dominique Wilkins could average that, and some people even said that they thought Dominique could be a better rebounder when he played. So if Dominique Wilkins could average that, then how does LeBron James become this great rebounder when he's supposedly, this all-time great player, which he is, but, I mean, 7 rebounds per game is now overwhelming. Michael Jordan averaged 6 rebounds per game as a 6'6", really 6'4" and 3/4 shooting guard. Which is more of a perimeter position, you know what I mean? Small forward is transitional, but you're on the perimeter when you're a shooting guard. Yet this is a guy who, during the 1997 Eastern Conference semifinals, I believe, if I remember sort of correctly, averaged 9.5 rebounds per game and had a game getting 18 rebounds. Dennis Rodman came off the bench. I remember a lot of times when either Horace Grant or Dennis Rodman were not playing, they're not in the lineup, if it wasn't Scottie Pippen taking the slack rebounding, Michael Jordan would do the same thing. So I don't know about that, man. By the numbers, LeBron James is a better rebounder, but I think via position, I thought Jordan was a better rebounder for his position. The passing, yeah, LeBron James gets the nod on that one. Steals, Michael Jordan. Defense, Michael Jordan. Scoring, Michael Jordan. Now, I remember Pelican Nose once said something, got to be on ESPN. I think it's ESPN. Or is it Fox? The guy with the big ass pelican nose, man. I don't know. I forget some of these clowns' names, but he was saying, well, if you look at the shooting percentage, LeBron shoots over 50%. Michael's at 49.7. Well, okay, but you're not counting the fact that Jordan's overall shooting percentage includes the downside of his career, the Wizard years. And if you take away the Wizard years, Michael Jordan's shooting percentage goes from 49.7, which is still exceptionally good for a shooting guard, and then goes up to 50.5%. And then you have LeBron James, who's arguably this Karl Malone tank-like figure. Okay, shouldn't he be shooting even better? You know, now outside shooting, I'm willing to see that LeBron James has become a better three-point shooter. But let's be honest here. I think that LeBron James often, I think he's very good at shot selection. Oftentimes when LeBron James is shooting open three-pointers, he has the height advantage. All right. He often shoots that shot when he has a clear look at the basket. Oftentimes, during the beginning part of Michael Jordan's career, when that shot still wasn't part of the team strategy, overall team strategy, and it was really more of a specialty shot, maybe in certain situations, end of the game, the team might be down by 3, and you have to take that shot to tie the game or something like that. But oftentimes, when Michael would shoot that shot the first 4 years or first 3 years of his career, it was when the shot clock was running down, he had to fire it up or something like that. So it was often a bad shot. So even though Michael shot 33% from downtown for his career, in reality he was more, if you take away those first 4 seasons, he was more of a 35% three-point shooter. Now a lot of people say shit like this. Well, Michael, why are you so, cherry picky with Michael? Like, why do you sit up there and take these years away, but then with somebody else, you don't do that? Like, you're so pro Jordan, and you're so this and that. Well, this is the thing. I do that with everybody. Anybody that plays in that transitional period in the late 70s, or in the 80s, going to the 90s, with Bird, I do that to an extent. I don't think that Bird's really just a 38% three-point shooter. I think Bird was more statistically a 40% three-point shooter. He didn't really start shooting that shot until like the 85-86 season. And I think his rookie year, he did shoot it a lot. But then afterward, from 1980 to 1985, he really didn't shoot that shot that often. It wasn't until 85-86, the year they won the championship, Sweet 16. The last year that Bird won the MVP, by the way, that's when he first really started utilizing the three-point shot. I think Bird, if he played in today's era, would probably be something around 40-41% as far as three-pointers are concerned. Where do I get these percentage numbers from? They're guesstimates, but it just comes from looking at numbers, looking at how they shot the shot in a certain time window in their prime when they were really shooting it at a very high rate, But that's why I do that with Michael Jordan. I do it with Larry Bird. I do that to an extent with Magic Johnson. The overall percentages are not, if you look at Basketball Reference or ESPN, you look at their total shooting numbers from three-pointers, it's not really accurate as far as how you think they would shoot it. That's why if you go to NBA 2K19, you look at their ratings, and then you look at their percentage, you're like, well, how come they got Bird rated a 3-point shooting, but he only shot 37%. Well, because they know what they're talking about, just like I do. That's why Jordan is a B plus 3-point shooter, even though he only shot 33%, supposedly. So that's how that works. But overall, Michael Jordan has a greater legacy, more to NBA championships. The media is going to really push for LeBron to tie Michael Jordan in league MVPs. Okay. But in my opinion, Michael Jordan just was the better overall player, man. I mean, it's not even about the will to win, the mindset. It's not any of that. Skill-wise, to me, I still have yet to see someone with that level of creativity playing in the game. Just his level of artistry and creativity alone. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. As great as LeBron James is, he's not as creative to me out there on the court. Functionally, he's brilliant at times as far as like controlling the game, the tempo, and things like that. But his level of creativity, like the beauty of his game, it's missing at times. Oftentimes his game is soporific. It's boring to watch sometimes offensively. And I hate the fact that he's a bit of a front runner. And I think that there's some fraudulency when it comes to how the media portrays him. I hate how Russell Westbrook is often seen as this stat patter, and some people point things out to me. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, Russell Westbrook did pad his stats the last 3 games of the season to get those 10 rebound per game average, but so what? I would do the same fucking thing if I was averaging 9.8 rebounds and I needed to only get 27 rebounds in 3 games, let's say I only needed 35 rebounds in 3 games to get 10 rebounds. I would have done the same thing. LeBron James does the same thing all the time. Plays for his numbers. Tries to get triple doubles. You don't think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden the last 2 seasons LeBron James has been getting all these triple doubles now that all these other guys are getting triple doubles? It's just flowing naturally with him? No. He's consciously trying to get triple doubles a lot now because he was the guy that was Mr. Triple Double. He was the guy that could average a triple double for a season. And then Russell Westbrook beat him to the punch. Actually did it for an entire season. Russell Westbrook should be praised, but haters call him selfish. But LeBron James was doing the exact same thing now for a season. If he was doing that, these guys will be ordering bronzed dildo replicas of LeBron James's dick so they could suck on it every morning and night before bedtime and praise their God. It's sickening to me, man. It's really sickening to me, like how sometimes LeBron James gets these passes by the media, man. I don't know. I need to get off my soapbox with that one, man. It's not about what this video is about. But, and yeah, Michael Jordan got bias in the media. Yeah. But I do remember him being criticized about shit. I do remember him being criticized for shooting the ball too much sometimes. I do remember him being criticized for not believing in his teammates enough. Well, LeBron James is a constant praise-a-thon. And then you wonder why these athletes have such fucking big-ass egos. If you say any little thing about them that's negative or criticism, they want to fucking call ESPN, call TNT, complain about them. Fuck you. That's my job as an analyst. Or their job as an analyst, paid analyst, by the way. To call like it is, not to fucking cater to your ego. Fuck you. You're not a god. Shut the fuck up and play basketball. And half of them don't even play that well. But tell me what you guys think.